100 years ago, the Titanic sank into the frigid water of the North Atlantic. The ship was the largest ship ever built up to that time. Its construction began in 1909 by Harland and Wolff of Belfast. The ship was delivered to the White Star Line in Southampton, England, to begin service April 2, 1912. The Titanic began its maiden voyage April 10th, leaving Southampton, England for Cherbourg, France. From Cherbourg, it traveled to Queenstown in modern Ireland. From there, it began its cross-Atlantic trip to New York. The Titanic had 11 decks, 8 for passengers. The topmost deck contained the bridge, radio room, and officers' quarters. It also housed a gymnasium and first and second class entrances. Beneath it was the Promenade deck. Only first-class passengers were permitted on this deck. It housed a reading and writing room, and for after dinner, a smoking room and a ladies' palm court. The B deck included 2 elevated decks at the stern and bow. It housed a restaurant, second-class smoke room, and cabins. The C deck held a library for second-class passengers, a third-class smoke room, and promenade and first-class cabins. The D deck contained the first and second-class dining rooms, hospital, and first and second-class cabins. The E deck held the engineer's dining room, various crew quarters, and quarters of all classes. F deck housed second and third-class cabins, third-class dining, and a swimming pool. G deck held a post office, squash court, and second and third-class cabins. The lower decks housed cargo and the engines and electrical generators. 22 engineers and 6 electricians operated 29 coal-fired boilers, producing steam to power the Titanic's engines. On the 5th day of the Titanic's voyage, April 14th, the ship received reports of ice in the waters and altered its course further south. At about 11:40 p.m. off Newfoundland, the Titanic was unable to avoid an iceberg and struck it along the right side. The Titanic was believed to be unsinkable because its hull was divided into 16 watertight compartments. Up to 2 forward compartments could be flooded and the ship would stay afloat. The impact caused the first 5 compartments to flood, dooming the ship. April 15th at 12:10 a.m., the Titanic sent out a distress call. The ship was equipped with 20 total lifeboats with a total capacity of 1,178 people, not enough for the 1,315 passengers and 893 crew members. Only 705 people would be rescued. The Titanic's stern rose as high as an 80-degree angle before it began to break apart. The generators failed at about 2:10 a.m. Over 1,500 people perished when the ship sank into the 2.5-mile deep water.